Baby man is back.
Oh, okay, boys. Oh my gosh, the ring got messed up. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have the leopard. Something else, something like that. Oh, look at that, my God.
This is your boy. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. It's your boy Dash the Drew Inferno. Back at it with another Pokemon Unite commentary video gameplay for you guys. And ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing history, but not in a good way. So we are now hearing another story about the government or a politician or whoever blaming video games for something bad happening in the streets. We're also witnessing somebody of African descent being killed by the police or taken out, because it's YouTube, taken out by the police. So we're hearing this again. But what makes this shocking is that both sides, as ignoring as they are related. That's the first. No, that's not true. Because there was the incident in Buffalo, New York, when a bunch of black people at a grocery store got, and I believe somebody did put the blame on video games. I don't remember it. But if that wasn't the case with the Buffalo situation, this right here would be the first right here. But here's another first. This incident, as crazy as it is, as American as it sounds, did not happen in America. Instead, it happened in Paris, France. So here's the thing. This is from NPR.org, and I heard about this while listening to the latest Gaming Illuminati podcast. And it was because of this that TwitchCon in Paris almost got canceled. So check this out. Fueled by rage over the police getting someone in the form of a teenager doing a routine traffic stop that happened in June, a bunch of young people in France has been lashing out against alleged racial profiling and calling for greater police accountability. Sounds familiar, right? But let's move on. Over the last week, protesters have lit thousands of cars on fire, attacked schools, town halls, police stations, banks, and businesses, and set nearly 1,000 buildings ablaze. And people try to calm me down and say, yeah, go to Europe. Nah, not with this nonsense going on here. But moving on. Some in the Paris suburbs of El Haye-les-Roses rammed a burning car into the mayor's home. Estimates of the damage has been projected to be about $1.1 billion. As a result, thousands of young people have been arrested since the rioting began in the days after 17-year-old Nahel M., I don't know what his last name was taken out on June the 22nd. And according to France Interior Ministry, the average age of those arrested are at the age of 17, which is crazy. So the crisis has exposed deep rancor within marginalized and often low-income communities over discrimination. Nahel, I apologize if I butcher his name. Nahel is of North African descent and a general lack of opportunity. And then again, this is where things get worse. President Emmanuel Macron has mostly blamed social media for the devastation, but he also claimed that video games has inspired copycat violence and vandalism. Yeah, so here we go again. Skipping the paragraph, I don't care to quote him. He added that protesters are using Snapchat and TikTok to organize themselves and spread a mimicking of violence, which for the youngest leads to a kind of disconnect from reality. And that's not what happened. In fact, if it wasn't for TikTok, this news wouldn't made its way to America, to be honest. Because that's how the Gaming Illuminati learned about it, through TikTok. All right, so check this out. But yeah, so basically, to summarize this, an African-American, well, not an African-American, excuse me, and somebody of African descent who is from Paris got shot and passed by the police, similar to what's been going on here in America. The people over there outraged, they started rioting. And instead of saying, okay, the cops shouldn't have shot the 17-year-old, the president over there is saying, oh, it's the video game's fault in terms of why people are rioting. So there's that. And again, because of this, TwitchCon was almost canceled, but it still happened. You know, no issues there. Now, and again, there has been studies that says that no, video games does not cause real life violence. And matter of fact, that was even talked about in this article right here. So check this out. Christopher Ferguson, a professor at, I'm going to butcher this name, Stetson. Yeah, I think I said it right. Stetson University in Florida, who has studied the impact of such games, referring to the likes, I'm assuming Mortal Kombat and Grand Theft Auto, stuff like that, on the public. And he said that he is surprised at Macron's comments, the president. The president is 45 years old and belongs to a generation raised with video games. So, and I'm quoting Ferguson here, seeing him mention this is almost, anachronistic. Okay, there we go. I think I pronounced that word correctly. So that's what he said, sounding perplexed. The evidence is very clear, continuing with his quote. Whatever may be going on in France, wherever violence is occurring, it certainly is not due to violence in video games. Decades, end quote there. Decades of research, especially long-term experiments spanning decades, have consistently found, quoting here, that playing violent video games does not cause even prank-level aggressive behaviors, let alone violent crimes. He also noted that the overall violent crime in the U.S. dropped significantly between 1993 and 2022, the same period during which violent video games soared in popularity. Okay, that one, I'm not sure about the violence dropping, but I don't know. Maybe it was worse before 1993. It's possible. So there you go with that. And then, of course, I'm going to skip a paragraph here. According to Ferguson, if video games were the cause of rampant violence, then countries like Japan, South Korea, and the Netherlands, which consume more violent video games per capita, would be rife with bloodshed, which is true. Oh, especially Japan. Especially Japan. But instead, they are three of the most peaceful countries on the planet in terms of violent crime. So there you go with that. It's another scenario where somewhat of a young politician don't know what the hell he's talking about and really should need to shut the fuck up. And let's be honest here, because again, it's another politician basically don't care that someone who is apparently black got killed by the police. So it's another scenario like that. So here we go again, and it's getting tiresome. But it's now leaving, well, I ain't gonna say leaving, but it's not just happening here in America, it's happening in France. And now the question is, if crap like this is going on in France, where else would it happen at? Canada? Mexico? You know, they could go over to South Africa. South America. They could go over to the Netherlands, London, Germany. Like, this could happen anywhere now. So, and instead of saying, oh, the cops shouldn't have shot somebody and killed somebody, instead, they said the riots were caused by video games and the riots were playing on Snapchat and TikTok. I'm like, no. This is how the world get their news nowadays. People don't watch the news because otherwise this news would have broke on the traditional local channel 2 station news or whatever the case may be. But apparently that's not the case. No, you get your news from social media, from the likes of Twitter, from Threads, from TikTok. That's where you get your news from, because people all over the world are sharing this stuff everywhere, so everybody around the world can be aware of what the fuck is going on here. So when you see black people getting killed in France, in Paris, you got guys like me who is very skeptical about going to Europe, now even more skeptical because of crap like this. So yeah, it's crazy over there, man. This is why I do not trust the government. I don't join any political topics about, oh, you should be left or you should be right, stuff like that, because I don't trust the government as a whole. The government as a whole is corrupt. The government as a whole is out of touch. They're outdated, and pretty much they're old. Now this dude is 45 years old, so that's kind of shocking that he would resort to that. But apparently, video games in Paris isn't exactly a staple like it is in America, because if we had a 45-year-old who was a part of the government, unless he was raised to be ignorant like the ones that came before him, then they're not saying crap like this. They're not. They not. A 45-year-old will have more common sense, will be more up with the times than to say old school crap like this. So, yeah, there's that. And I'm gonna call it a wrap. So with all that said, y'all know this is boy New J Gatsby, aka New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.